Hi folks, welcome to my 8-Bit Retro Journal. This is the Radio Shack Pocket Computer. This is the Radio Shack Pocket Computer 1. It was originally just called the Pocket Computer. It was actually designed by Sharp, but Radio Shack took it and put their own branding on it. And to be honest, if you ever seen the Sharp 1211, they have a brown look, whereas I like this gray silver look much better. So the rebranding that Radio Shack did is actually much nicer, and so I really like that. You know, I wasn't sure how I would feel about replacing the yellow, that kind of unique yellow looking LCD with this green one, and it was really just a plain old LCD with a yellow filter. But I have to say I'm really happy with it. I mean, the contrast is just incredible. It's just a better LCD. I mean, you can really read all those things, and you know, the letters are nice and crisp, and it's just kind of nice to get it back into top shape. So hold on, let me focus. Here we go. Anyway, so I wanted to do a little bit more work on that. If you saw kind of my setup, you can see that I kind of changed it a little bit. So now I have I put the Pocket Computer printer in the back, except the problem is it can't print. If you look at this is an example of what I tried to print, and you can see barely it says hello there. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. But so the ink is dry, and so I have this ink cartridge, and these are actually still made. It's a Epson ERC05, and you can still buy them for not very expensive, like maybe $4 or $5. But what I wanted to do, so that's one thing that the printer needs fixing. The other thing is that it has 3 rechargeable batteries inside, and you have to take the case apart. And if you do that, you have to replace that pack, and you could certainly create your own pack. But it turns out there's a pre-built one already that literally comes with terminals and everything. So all you have to do is take that one out, unsolder the positive, the negative, and then solder in. It's like a 3-minute job. So I was like, I'm not going to create a video from that. I can't do the disassemble montages because I really don't have the camera to focus in on that. So it would really be, you know, a pan to an open one, put the battery in, and close it up again. So I will do that eventually. It doesn't really need it because you can see it has a little power brick right there. But for the immediate thing, I thought, you know, could I refurbish one of these? And so what I came up with is that there is actually I saw a few videos out where they use just black Sharpies. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, I'm going to cut it open, take out the spongy thing that's sort of wrapped in plastic, and then I'm going to take that and wrap it around that to see if I can get this to give me some ink again. And they also tend to use to relubricate these and the ink to wet them down. WD-40, I have some. I don't know why you'd want to use light oil for ink. It's an odd thing, but that's what they say they've used, and I've seen it used successfully. So yeah, I'm going to give that a try. All right. I'm in the basement to keep the rest of the house safe. I've got 70% isopropyl to clean up any mess I made, including a paper towel. I have WD-40. I tested these pens out, and the Masters is actually the darkest, so I'm going to use that one. And so the first thing to do is I got to cut it open. And I also have a knife, which is over here. which I will use to cut the, it's a little rusty, but it's okay. Maybe I should clean it. It's definitely, I think it's used for gardening. So let's clean some of the material that we're going to use. Rusty knife, that's always a bad start. I just don't want the rust to come off on the, yeah, so it's cleaning up. I just need to cut the plastic away, so the tip's kind of clean. All right, that's not too bad. Okay, so first thing to do is to cut the Sharpie. Cut this off. Cutting through the plastic. If I had a strong pair of scissors, I could probably do that too, but in fact, I'm just going to score it and then break it. There we go. That's all I wanted to do. All right, so that's the core. I want to grab that out because that is the thing that contains all of the ink. So now I think what I want to do is if I cut it in half, I can use both ends to, yeah, let's try that first, and I can always cut it lengthwise. So there we go. Oh, lots of ink in there. See, coming out. So that's what we want, is the ink that's in there. So what I'm going to do next is, yeah. So I want to just have this thing go between the cut on both sides. Oh yeah, I can see my hands are getting dirty. There we go. And we just want to ink it. And maybe we can just pull it. Yeah, I'll do it. Keeping the ink. Yeah, so we want to keep the ribbon. There we go. Yep. So we're going to just pull and slide, squeeze, pull. So I'm squeezing the, you can see it's really dirty, but I'm squeezing the ink to get it on to the ribbon while I'm pulling it through. And the hope is, and it's okay if I get the plastic dirty because I can always clean that up, but it's the ribbon that I want to soak in this fluid. I have one clean finger. I'm going to make sure I'm focused. Again, alcohol will actually clean this stuff up. It's really good in cleaning the but there's a lot of ink. Oops, I just lost some light. There we go. I'm in the garage and it turns off automatically. Yep. Squeezing all that ink out of there. And we want to get as much on there as possible. have it be soaked. Squeezing from the other side should also do it. Squeezing from the other side. I don't know how many times I want to go around, but just gonna do it as much as possible, see what I get. So I want to be careful that, alright, let me move this out of the way. So it's okay to soak into the paper, but I don't want it to soak into the concrete floor. So, alright. It is definitely messy, and I'm glad I did this in the basement, or the garage actually, because there's a lot of ink in this. Let me move this more center. Yeah, there's a lot of ink here. So again, I'm squeezing this. Oops. So I cut it in half. I'm letting it sort of, and then squeezing this as I'm pulling it. And that on both sides. And that is depositing ink on the ribbon. That's the idea. It looks worse than it is. I think I'll be able to clean my hands up pretty easily. I came well prepared. Again, I'm going to use my one clean pinky to make sure that we're focused. And yeah, you can see it's coming out. I want it to come out the other end though, so maybe I'll, there we go. If you remember a Sharpie, alcohol really cleans up a Sharpie very easily. So I'm not too worried about getting rid of all the extra. But I really, I'm trying to avoid having to use WD-40 because I just don't know why that would be. Oops. Okay, it's still good. Alright, I think I'm going to call that quits. So then I'm going to open that up. It's definitely very wet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in here for storage and close this up. There we go. And so now comes the cleanup part. So what I want to do is, first of all, get the stuff off my fingers. That is a lot of ink. Again, I've got, so it's not the cleanest thing, but now what I'm going to do is use the rubbing alcohol, and I should really get rid of most of this stuff really quickly. So again, yeah, you can see it takes the ink right off. That's the nice thing about a Sharpie. Just need to have enough paper towels. Because it's obviously soaking into the paper towel. But getting rid of, I should have probably worn gloves. So let me recommend that you wear gloves if you do this. Because then I could just take the gloves off. Yeah, that was not a good call. Okay. Oh, again. Lost my light. It's time sensitive. Alright, so we're going to do more of this. Oh, I get to see skin again. That's nice. Yeah, I should have used gloves. I actually didn't think it would. When I saw the video, it didn't really spill as much as it did here. So maybe I had a really nice pen. But it will come off eventually. A lot of it's already come off. Yeah, so it's just, and I'll show you the after when I go to the sink and clean up. I just want to get rid of the major chunks of I don't think it's going to stain the skin if that's what you're worried about. Again, focus. So now what I want to do is I actually want to go and clean this up. So I'm going to tighten this. There we go. And I'm going to go, again, use alcohol to start cleaning this up. So again, this just has spillage on here and on here, and so that's going to come off nicely. Yeah, re-inking is generally, I've done toner cartridge re-inkings, and that's generally also a messy proposition. So anytime you're dealing with ink, whether it's a toner cartridge ink for laser printers or this actual, real ink, I guess, it's never going to be a clean proposition. But yeah, I got most of the outside stuff off, and I'm going to do a better job cleaning off camera. I'm just getting the nitty-gritty stuff off. Like I said, I should have probably worn gloves. That would have been the smart thing to do. Don't always do the smart thing. Perhaps the reason you need WD-40 is because this stuff does dry rather quickly, and maybe that keeps it lubricated. But I'm going to try it without. If that doesn't work, I will add WD-40. But you can still see there's still oil on there. All right, so I think this is inked, and I'm still a little covered with ink, and so. All right, let me go wash up, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm back, and my hands they're still a little stained, but it didn't actually take that much to get them off. What really helped was to use some of the this dish detergent in a sink and scrub your hands, and that really got rid of it quickly. And then I just did another round of it. But you can see that in the end, yeah, it's a little messy, but it would have been smarter had I worn gloves, because then I could have just thrown them out. I just didn't have any, and I wanted to do this video, but it's not too bad. And a couple of hand washes, and this will be ancient history. It's just dirty hands. And then I got this kind of cleaned up. There's still stuff on there, but I'm gonna go upstairs and I want to try to see if this works. My fear is that this stuff will just dry off, and so maybe that's why you have to use WD-40. And so I will try it without first to see if I get anything, and if not, I will spray some WD-40 sort of into this hole, or in this area right here, to let it sort of collect, and then wet the whole thing and see if that works. It definitely looks uniformly. The ribbon looks uniformly darker, and so plus notice also on the pen, I actually closed it back up, and I'll put some tape around it, so I still have more ink to use in the future. So waste not, want not. Right. So anyway, that's whoops. Here we go. Sorry, this garage light keeps going on. So anyway, I will give this a try in the printer. So see you in a bit. Let's connect the power. It's right here. And okay. And let's make sure you turn it off. And then let's make sure that I'm in focus. Let's put this back in here, and I'm going to turn on the power, then the printer, and I'm going to turn this on. You got to hit this twice. I'm going to hit run, and it's printing. Yeah. Okay, do it again. All right, it's printing, and you can definitely see the. Let's do it one more time. So if I go and There we go. You can definitely see that it's printing, and it's not so bad. It's a little light on some places, and then it gets kind of nice and dark. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for joining me, and stay safe.